Hi, I'm Matt Goodson from Matt Goodson Bridle Horses. Today we got just a little clip about some people been asking about stopping. And there's a lot of different ways to teach it. The way I go about it's the simplest I've ever heard. One gal was asking about, she'd seen a lot of guys fence their horse to get them to stop. And fencing to me, at least for me, if I fence them to make them stop, gets them scared. The only reason I'd usually fence one is maybe they're not running straight or they won't run free, and then I might ride them through the stop zone to the fence. But that's not how I get them started. The way I go about it is there's 3 cues, I think, to teach a horse to stop, and that's the word, using your body, and using your hands. And so I generally start trying to teach that word first, and then my hands back up what the word is. So I'll just kind of show you here real quick. Like, this is a real green horse. You don't have very much time on her, but I'm going to just kind of show you what I'm going to do. Being I've been talking, she's probably not going to be very responsive, but I just started here at the wall at the standstill, and all I'm going to do is say the word, and then if she doesn't back up, I'm gonna back her up. And the thought process behind it is, if eventually when you're loping and you say the word, the W word, your horse is going to think back up, and that will get him to create a sliding stop. It's really that simple. But we'll see what happens since I've been talking, and we'll just kind of go from there. Whoa. If I give her a chance, count to about 1,000, nothing happens, I'm going to back her up. Whoa. Nothing happens, I back her up. Whoa. See how this time she's creeping. She creeped a couple steps. For me, that gives them a break and a pet. What I want eventually this horse to do is when I say the word, she just backs up. Whoa. I'm gonna have to make her. Whoa. There, she's creeping on her own. Hey, that's exactly what I expect out of them. They get real low-headed, they get pretty soft. Now, you know, there's a couple ways to do this. Is you can just ride along here and we'll see what happens as it goes. Whoa. I'm gonna back her up. She doesn't feel like she's leaning any particular way, so we're just gonna turn and we'll go this way. Whoa. See how she stopped and backed up on her own. I was still riding with my body. I was riding the same going forward as I was when I said the word. And so another feller had asked a question about his horse he felt was pretty pushy in the face in the stop. And I don't particularly, can't say that I really like, I might help a horse to the ground, but I find if I pull on them during the stop, I usually get them banging on their front end pretty hard, or I'll get a lot of resistance. So I think a lot of that comes out, it feel like to me, by just getting them where when you pick up, they just back up. And if this horse was to say push forward when I back up, or pull on my hands, she's pretty good about it. But if I take the slack here and start pulling and nothing happens, I just bump my legs on her. See how it's kind of picks her feet up and moves it. So that's another way to just keep them off your hands. And feels like to me, the better they back up, probably the better they're gonna go forward. Now, if I were to back her up after saying the word and she's backing, to me it feels like this right shoulder is maybe out here a little bit farther than I'd like. So I'd turn her the opposite way that she's leaning, and we'd go over here. Now she's still backing crooked because that shoulder's out that way, so I'd turn her to the left again. Just trying to get her body between the reins is all I'm wanting to do. Same deal, this filly pushes a lot to that right side, so she's gonna probably get a whole lot of left turns in her life just trying to get her straight. There, she backed up a little better. But the point of it is get that word where you can say it and they just back up, and I believe that your horses will start stopping. Do it from a standstill, then do it at the walk, progress to the trot, eventually the lope, into a rundown, and your horse should stop. Hopefully at least get them thinking about stopping. Appreciate you watching. Have a good day.